watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are champs. Yeah. Roll south to Freedom Park, rocking pink and black. Official tissue in the 305, bounty full of greats. The Battered fan with Chris and Dan dropping hot takes. Messi and the Herons start the season with a star on the crest. So 29 fan bases can cry, cause we the best. Sign homegrowns like Noah, Frey and Ruiz, replacing goats with greats. Yeah, Miles got the cheese and he called it. Freedom to dream was the backbone. From Lockhart to Miami, it feels good to be at home. Multiple times a week on YouTube and audio. Take the time to subscribe, like and share the show. So check and chat, grab your MLS cup and coming. No question about it, I'm ready to get a star again.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 511 of the Battered Herons podcast. I'm your host, Daniel, alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
That was some good football.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
That was some good football. I got some comments here that I wanted to go through, but that was a good game. Good showing.
Yeah, it
by
was
the
an
boys.
entertaining game. You know what? Every time I watch a game at Yankee Stadium, like I remember that it's a small pitch, but then until the first time I really laid my eyes on it for the first 2 minutes or so, I'm like, damn, this thing is small. Like,
Yeah.
from the box to the touchline, like there's very little room there for the fullbacks and the wings to play out. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Juan de Oliveira saying, can't imagine playing 11v11 on a basketball court. That's what it kind of felt like.
Yeah, it's very, very narrow. I've read reports over the last years. I mean, it's pointless to keep complaining about it. They're getting a new stadium. They're getting a new stadium next year. So this is probably the last time that Inter Miami plays there, unless they have to play there again in the playoffs or something. So you won't have to see this again. But I've read a couple articles where it's questionable whether it even meets like the minimal FIFA rules. Like they've kind of finagled it to let them keep playing there, but it shouldn't be, because apparently it might not even be like FIFA standards. But whatever. Good game. Miami gets a win. Good bounce back win.
And does Lujan deserve a DP contract at this point?
I mean, if Berterame deserves one, but you know what? I will say that, and I was gonna say it before he even scored, and I would have said it if he didn't score. Lujan, since he's been playing for Falcon, has been playing very, very well.
Yes, very well. I know, big kudos for him.
Yeah.
And
so general thoughts.
Saying, I mean, this is general thoughts. The lineup felt a lot better than the one against Nashville. And another comment by Hacker: first time I feel like this team played actual beautiful football since Jordi and Busquets left. I mean, those are my general thoughts. It was a great game. Like, considering the circumstances, RDP's not there, Beterame didn't start. Regilon is not playing. Like, there's a lot of things that, if you really think about it, were kind of against us. And this was a very good game to watch. Very quality game.
Yeah. I thought that the person that put that they played beautiful football. You know what? You're forced to play that way when you're playing in a narrow pitch, right? A lot of touching, one touch, pass, give and goes, and NYCFC was kind of aggressive on the press at first, and Miami was playing through it very well. I don't know.
Yes, and I
was impressed at how they were playing.
I kind of felt like Inter Miami used the pitch to their advantage. They sort of took it and flipped it on NYCFC and started pressing higher, started playing collectively better in the middle. Like, you could see Segovia and the way he handles the ball in pressure situations makes a big difference in the holding up the play for them.
Well, and I thought that playing that 4-4-2 with those four midfielders helped a lot also. They made it very difficult for NYCFC to connect the back line to the forwards. Now, I will tell you that I felt like my Inter Miami was far and away the better team in the first half. I was disappointed that we went into the to halftime just tied 1-1. I thought that we were much better in the first half. Messi hit the post, hit the crossbar. Yeah, good. I just thought in general, Inter Miami was a lot better. I thought that Messi should and could have had more, just in general. And I thought NYCFC didn't do much. They obviously took advantage of one of the very few opportunities that they had in the first half with that free kick. But that first half, I felt like Inter Miami was on it. And my general thoughts, I was surprised that they played everybody on 90 minutes. I really thought that they would try to save everybody for their international break because this is the last tune-up before the World Cup. After the Nashville game, I thought that, they'd be like, you know what, let's just make sure everybody goes into the break without being injured, because right now we know, and everybody knows, the priority is your national team, especially on World Cup year. So I was surprised that everybody ran out there 90 minutes, but I mean, they did well. They played very well.
Now we usually start the show off talking about like what the general atmosphere seemed like, and we weren't at the game, but I don't know about you, but in the beginning, first 10-15 minutes, it sounded like if it was a home game for Inter Miami.
I'd be lying to you because my kids were so loud running around and yelling. Since this is a 1:00 game, my kids are full of energy, so I couldn't really hear too much. So I don't know. I'd lie to you.
It sounded like if it was, it sounded eerie, and it's crazy because you would think, NYCFC they have a huge fan base, they have a loud fan base, and it sounded like a home game. I mean, obviously Messi's in town. You have a lot of football fans that are not NYCFC fans. Probably showed out for Messi. Yeah, and the Messi chance, Soccer Daddy, came in a little bit later. But I'm talking about in the beginning of the game. Like I was hearing that. So that was very interesting.
Yeah. Well, all right. So general thoughts, atmosphere. I mean, that early goal kind of shut NYCFC supporters up really quickly. NYCFC, I thought, didn't look very impressive the first 15 minutes, was it? When did they score their first goal? In the 17th minute.
The first goal was their first goal was in the 17th minute. Lujan's leg sweep was in the 4th minute. And shout out to Adam DC with a $2 super slam here. I guess I'm wrong saying I don't agree with you. It was an NYCFC home game. Yeah, I mean, it was an NYCFC home game, but like I could hear at times when like the attack was building before Lujan even scored, like heard the fans like cheering Inter Miami on.
I'd be lying to you. I couldn't hear anything. Shout out to Mr. Duke from Chicago. I don't know if you're a Fire fan, but that was a fun game yesterday also. I don't know. I can't give an opinion because I couldn't hear. I could barely hear the announce. I couldn't hear really anything. I was watching the first half. The second half, I got to listen to the announcement and stuff a little more, but I really couldn't hear much in the first half.
Well, I can go through the lineup, and then from there we can sort of go piece by piece here with how the match played out. I do want to bring up a couple comments here. Rubita says St. Clair has allowed more goals in 6 games with Inter Miami than in his entire career. And right here, Q and Do crew saying time for Rocco, not even memeing. Bang! Bang! And another shout out to Adam DC. Thank you for the super slam. Possibly 50-50. Okay.
That's pretty solid for a visiting team, though.
It is.
Even though it's like obviously all Messi supporters, but still,
yeah,
that's pretty. And NYCFC has a really good following, a good fan base.
And Leroux is saying you guys are right about St. Clair. I'm not on Chris's level of hate for him yet, but I feel the same way Danny feels about him. Let's get to the starting lineup then, shall we?
Yes, sir. Let me put it up right now. Here it is.
Okay, so the starting lineup, you had Dane St. Clair back in goalie, and then the back four was Noah Allen, Mikhail, Lujan, and then you got Ian Frey starting at the right back position. Like, are we done? Are we done with Ian Frey having to compete for the position? Let's just keep going. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is like the perfect game for him though, because the pitch is so narrow. I feel like he could be a little more irresponsible with going up the pitch like he did, right? Amy hit Manny with the "you suck," now you suck. So you can be a little more reckless, right? Pushing the ball up, and sometimes it looked like he got shot out of a cannon. He got the ball, he saw space, he attacked the space.
Yes.
But sometimes he had to get back on defense. But because the pitch is so narrow, Lujan and Bright could cover for him in some of those moments. But I thought this was a perfect game for Ian Frey to play in this narrow pitch, and I thought he played pretty well.
But a quick turnover can absolutely gut you though, from Ian Frey's perspective. Like if he turns it over, it's a wrap. The counter comes back and it's all his fault. Playing the double pivot, we had David Ayala finally making the start next to Yannick Bright. And then on the left and right side above them, you have Telasco Segovia. And Allende was really playing like a top striker in reality. I don't know what happened up there. You have Messi in the middle and then Silvetti, who was apparently on the right side, but listed up here. The way that it was projected, at least in the beginning of the game, Allende was set as the lone striker. Now, as the game played on, it wasn't necessarily.
I didn't think
like
Allende was playing anywhere up top. I thought it was always Messi, and at first I thought Messi might be playing the false nine, but it looked like it was Messi and Silvetti roaming up top. And then, I technically put Segovia and Allende out wide, but like that pitch is so narrow that they were basically, it was just like a hodgepodge right there in the middle.
Yes.
And they made it very difficult for NYCFC to play through the middle. I thought that Inter Miami dominated that midfield in the first half.
And in reality, Ayala and Bright weren't necessarily playing like a pivot. It was more like Ayala was further back and Bright was further up.
Yeah, if anything, if I were to move this around, I'm not going to do it now. It was Ayala playing the lone pivot and Bright and Segovia, like the 2/8 flanking on each side. Then Messi like a false nine, and then Allende on the right and Silvetti on the left. Maybe something like that. So, but like I said, with this narrow pitch, everybody's just on top of each other. So, all right. So Rodrigo de Paul didn't play. So, but we knew that, right? Outside of that, were there any surprises for you in the starting lineup? Because I was surprised that Ian Frey got the start over Mura. But I'm not hating it, right? I've told you I want Frey to have the job, and I thought that maybe this, because of the narrow pitch, it works out for him. Outside of that, any surprises for you?
So I'm surprised Beterame didn't get the start. Like we got him as a DP. He needs to get the start, right? You have Allende playing supposed lone striker, even though you false nined Messi. I don't know. I didn't see what the purpose of that was. Aside from that, you can go the Facundo Mura route. Like, I don't know. I think that they're trying to feel the pieces out for the first 10 games. And then from there, make like a concrete decision of who's going to be starting where.
I know I'm going to get ahead of myself, but I'm just going to put it out there. I would take Daniel Pinter over Allende 1,000,000 times over. I'll pay Pinter's. No, I can't pay his salary. He makes way too much money. But Pinter, so much better than Allende. I thought immediately I saw a difference. I can't stand that Allende, man.
No, Allende is a complete waste at times. And in this pitch, why would you even think? Why you should have left Allende in Broward County?
Well, it would have made sense if they put him at least as a striker. Like, let him play that false nine role. But even though he can't do anything with his feet,
Soccer Daddy's laughing at you. Mr. Manny is saying, why you look so mad? We played better today. He looks mad because Allende started. There's
like a narrative. There's like a narrative here. When Miami wins, people like start looking at my face and like, does he look upset?
Yes.
And then
absolutely.
And then if we lose, is that a grin? Is he happy right now? It's like, God, what do you guys want me to do?
Look, and then here comes Kaluman saying how many goals Pinter got, Danny.
I think he has as many as Allende in like 5 less games. And he almost got an assist, which Allende hasn't even come close to this year.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, dude. I think that whole starting lineup, it worked, I guess. But Allende,
Real
I
quick,
don't know why we're
Soccer Daddy.
starting
Shout out to Soccer Daddy. They hate Allende the same way they hate Lujan. Yes, but you know what? I don't know if you were here when the show started. I said, hey, Lujan's been playing very well over the last couple of games. I wish Allende could do what Lujan just did. Lujan, you know what he did? He took the off season. I don't know what he did, but he's playing better. You know what Allende did? Nothing.
Well, I mean, that's a great question by Ruita. What happened with Allende, the legend, the Allende?
It's not the playoffs yet.
Ask Soccer Daddy.
It's not the
Soccer
playoffs.
Daddy knows the answer.
He'll show up in the playoffs. So let's just put up with the horrible next 40 games because it's all worth it when he plays well in the playoffs.
I mean, Kaluman is saying, y'all know Allende saves his goals for the playoffs. I mean, that's just what it is. And then Mr. Krabs just throwing out here, why are you hyping up Pinter for no reason?
Well, my point is, I'd rather have him than Allende. That's why. Because he came in for Allende today, and he looked better. I saw more out of Pinter in, when did he come in? In the 63rd minute?
In the 60-something minute, yeah.
I saw more out of Pinter in the those 30 minutes than I saw out of Allende the whole game.
He is your Lawson Sunderland.
Nah.
Because I would have loved to see Lawson Sunderland too.
He never played.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. He played.
He didn't.
Yes, he did.
He played like one game in DC. That was it.
No, listen, Danny. He did not play. He played multiple games, and when he came on, he dominated. Asif Mahmoud, $4.99 Super Slam. Holla at your boy, an MTW. Season still over. I'm off to Egypt tomorrow for a week. Can I find it on the map? Hint, it's outside of the USA. Peace.
Shout out to Asif. We actually know a good tour guide over there in Egypt.
Yes.
We had him on to talk about what's the name of the team that we played against in the Club World Cup?
Al Ali.
One of those teams.
I think it's Al Ali. I think
we brought him on and he joined us. Chris was disappointed that he wasn't in front of the pyramids. But when we were joking about that, he told us that he's an actual tour guide in Egypt, and he said that if we ever go out there, hit him up because he'll take us around, which is pretty cool. I'm never gonna go out there because I'm poor, but pretty cool. All right, so go ahead, Chris. You can start with your rundown.
Yeah, I mean that's the starting lineup. Rundown is 6 minutes in for 4 minutes into the game. I mean, Miami was on the full-blown attack starting the game, and then we get to the point where we get a corner. And 89J Stubbs said, Danny is always happy when we lose. Always. Always. You know what? I'm not like, listen, there's a secret to the sauce, guys. Losing post-game shows when we lose are just so much funner.
No.
Oh my gosh.
That's the funny thing is that I hate doing post games when we lose, and you love it.
But it's
that's the worst part is that you love it, and then people come on here like, oh, Danny's happy. No, Chris is happy. He loves these shows.
I'm not happy
when we lose.
I'm not happy. I'm just saying they're funner because you're finding things wrong with the team and you want to analyze it and you want to over critique it. But I mean, they are funner. I mean, we won. This is going to be fun, but
apparently I look mad.
No, you're furious.
Okay.
So like I said, we end up scoring in the 4th minute. It's a corner. The corner comes through and there's a header. It sort of deflects up to the top of the box and Lujan says, I'm about to blast this and blast it right in the back of the net. Yes, he did.
And then it got
then Lujan
got blocked.
And then that's when Lujan decided to destroy it. Hit it right into the back of the net, which was a beautiful goal, by the way. I was actually driving right by the new Miami Freedom Park, and that place doesn't look like it's ready for 2 weeks from now.
13 days.
No idea. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know.
But what a goal, huh? Gonzalo Lujan?
Yeah, man, that was cool. Don't hype EMZ saying don't hype the younger players. They're good for a few minutes because they have energy. Look at the Red Bulls. A couple things. We're not hyping anybody up. I literally just said that I'd rather have him than Allende. That's it. To be honest with you, EMZ, I'd rather have you than Allende. I just don't want to see that guy on the pitch anymore. Like I don't. So that I'm not hyping anybody up. I'm just trying to bring Allende down. And then as far as the Red Bulls go, the Red Bulls, that game was a mess. I felt like they fell apart because they got a red card because that game was really good. The Red Bulls had a few opportunities in the first half, ended up being a 1-1 draw going into half. They got down to 10 men, and then the wheels kind of fell apart for the Red Bulls. But we're going to talk about that game and a bunch more tomorrow morning when we do our soccer show. So if tomorrow morning you want some more footy talk, make sure you join us, Battered Soccer fans, tomorrow morning. Boy saying, I have no idea how it's going to be ready. I took the train down the other day, and it's not even close.
No way.
Oh, well, it's going to be yellow parking lot everywhere, right? Like and our luck, it'll rain, so it'll make it like that much more special.
Oh yeah, and imagine everybody's gonna go out with their nice sneakers and forget it. You're done. So that was the first goal, Danny. Nice input by Gonzalo Lujan.
I love that Lujan did that. I remember, and it had only been 5 minutes. I forgot what he did because the thing is, Miami, before that goal, I don't think NYCFC even touched the ball. Like Miami took that ball and
was on it.
We said NYCFC was pressing, but not to start the game. To start the game, they kind of just laid back a little bit, and Miami was like, that's fine. And they just possessed the ball. They worked their way up, and it was crazy to me that they just were patient with the ball. They built up the back until they got that corner kick, and it was really cool to see Lujan on the other end of it. I thought Segovia was going to score, though, when he took that kick. Soccer Daddy just wants to go against everything today.
Yeah. No, Soccer Daddy, you're on one. 89J Stubbs is asking a good question here before I move on to the NYCFC goal. Do y'all get more views after wins or losses? That's an interesting question.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever compared. I'm going to say we get more views off of big games, whether a win or a loss.
Yeah.
So like off of this show, we won't get anything compared to what we got for the Champions Cup, for example.
Yeah.
If it's like a derby, right, a Leagues Cup, a playoff game, or a big matchup against, I don't know, a Thomas Muller, a Son, like it has to be a marquee game. Other than that, like wins and losses, I don't think make a big difference.
Well, I mean, I enjoy the shows of losses because it lets you take a better look at the team. Like as a win, we're gonna pick apart things here and there, but
that's not true. I've picked apart this team after big wins.
Well, yeah, you literally destroyed a team.
I think that episode is when this whole little when we win he gets mad thing started. I need to find where that episode was. If anybody has a chance, last year we beat somebody like 5-1. And Chris was here fucking singing jolly jingles and the chat was all happy. And I came out here and I said, we look like crap. And everybody's like, oh, you're an idiot. You're 5-1. And then we ended up doing horribly for the next couple of weeks. And I felt vindicated. I need to figure out what episode that was, though, because people give me a lot of crap. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, the next goal happens in the 18th minute. And it's Nico Fernandez. By the way, LaRue is asking, where was RDP? RDP apparently got a knock in the last game that he played. And I mean, that's what's reported by Michelle Kaufman. Right. And that led him to celebrate his girlfriend's birthday in Argentina because he has to prepare for the World Cup.
And shout out to Franco. I think him and Solana should just kiss and make up already because I don't understand why they always go at each other. But with that said, I love Franco's reporting. People are like, oh my God, he's always trying to make the team look bad. I love that shit. I grew up in New York. The New York media is infamous for that.
It's a war zone.
They're like enemy number one of the teams. Like their job is not to make the team look good. Their team is to make a funny little back page article. And then if this was New York right now, and soccer was the number one sport, the back page of the New York Post would be like a plane heading to Argentina with RDP with like a bandage, but like a happy
and
birthday hat on
outside
his hat or something.
Yep.
Yeah, like less smiling or something. I that's how, I don't know. I think it's funny. I love, and nobody else does that here. Franco's the only one. And then the fan base is like, oh, that's not F that guy. What? No, that's what it's supposed to be. He doesn't work for the team. He works for. I mean, I think he's actually independent, but
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Well, and I think reporting matters, and I think that there are a lot of reporters that do swing more towards the Inter Miami side. So I wouldn't consider that too much of like a middle, unbiased sort of opinion. So I can lean your way and agree with you on that one.
Franco and his bozos are the worst than the birthday bust signing.
Oh my God.
I like it. I thought it was funny. Who else? Look, Michelle Kaufman called him out and said, "Oh, it was a knock." Franco was like, "No, it wasn't. He's out there partying."
Yeah.
He didn't
it's a
say,
birthday.
"Shame on you, RDP." He didn't say, "Shame on you." He said, "No, that's not true. He's out there partying. You do with that what you want."
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's fair. It's true. And it's fair. So he got a knock
Franco and
that led
Solana
him to
having a war
Argentina.
zone on Twitter. I know. I saw that having a war zone on Twitter. They got to just kiss and make up. I don't understand why they're always going at each other. All right, but yeah, that's where RDP is. He's partying with his girlfriend for his birthday. And by the way, for anybody that says that it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. I don't give a crap. But Neymar used to do that all the time. He used to constantly get a knock and then end up at his sister's birthday parties when he was out in Barcelona. I think he did in PSG also. So this isn't something new. People do this all the time.
Guys, if you don't know, Franco is the guy that wears the ghillie suits and sneaks into closed-in games and gets footage for us, play-by-play. Okay?
Yeah.
Second goal of the game. First goal for NYCFC.
Hold on. Soccer Daddy, we don't care what RDP does outside of football. I agree with you. You know, Chris gave RDP a bunch of crap for going to a baseball collector's card store last year. You remember that? You're like, we just lost the game. What is he doing going and buying trading cards? I was like, what?
What was he, like, selling Pokemon? He was like buying Pokemon. What are you doing at 9 o'clock at night?
Let him have a life. What are you supposed
Trading
to do?
Pokemon
We just lost the
cards.
game. Now I'm gonna go home and just sit in the darkness. Like, what the hell?
No,
They have a life.
I need him to be training and doing, what is that, rondas? I need him to be doing rondas 24/7.
Who
Not
cares? Let these
trading
people do it.
Pokemon cards.
They have personal lives also. Let them do what they want. As long as it's nothing crazy.
Soccer Daddy is saying, I remember Chris is terrible. Listen, find your own time to be trading Pokemon cards. Don't be
That is
getting
his
caught
own time.
on
That's the
video.
point.
No, that's not his time. That's
Yes, it
the
is.
team's time. Go make up for the loss that you just created, guy, DP guy.
All right, go ahead. Keep going, buddy.
So again, first goal by NYCFC, Nico Fernandez. All this talk, I totally forgot what the goal was. I think it was
Free kick. This is the free kick.
Yes, it was the free kick, left-footed free kick, top bins, like as top bins as you can. I think Sovetti didn't jump high enough.
Maybe an inch or two higher, and it hits the middle of the crossbar and bounces back out. Like it was just perfectly placed.
St. Clair should have blocked that. I don't know. He reacted that way, and he should have blocked it. He should have blocked it. What is he? 6'3"?
Yeah.
6'3" with like a 6'10" wingspan. Go block that.
You know what? And Rocco wouldn't have even reached that if he tried to block it. So it doesn't matter. It was going to go in no matter who the goalkeeper was.
Shout out to Mike V. I don't know if anybody knows, but Mike V is infamous in the chat for making sort of Chuck Norris facts.
R.I.P. Chuck Norris.
Rest in peace to Chuck Norris. You know, Rocco and I think Franco posted this up. No, it wasn't Frank. It was Scotty. He said, let's just say that Rocco felt Chuck Norris die or something. I don't know. I totally botched that.
He said Chuck Norris cried
when he found out Rocco found out about his death.
Yeah,
that was funny. Totally blew that, by the way. But yeah, St. Clair should have blocked that. And you know what? This is it right here. Brian Noah is saying Rocco would have tried to save it at least. At least you'd see him flying. This guy, Dane St. Clair, posing for Maxim magazines.
that was going to go in no matter who the keeper was.
All right. So that was your first half, Danny. First half, how'd you feel?
I felt frustrated. Miami had 15 shots, 5 on target. They had possession 60% of the time. They completed almost 300 passes. They had 4 corners. I felt like they dominated that first half. NYCFC didn't do much of anything. They had one good opportunity and they converted on it. So that was the frustrating part, because I felt like Messi hit the crossbar, hit the post. Like it was frustrating, because I was like, man, they should have 2 or 3 right now. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that Miami should be ahead right now, and I'm not gonna say I was confident that they would win, because I was like, you know what, el que no mete gol los voy a meter is the saying. And if you miss your opportunity, you saw it. They took advantage of that one, and it was a tied game. So I wasn't feeling great necessarily. I honestly thought that we might end up losing a heartbreaker the way that first half went, and we didn't take advantage. That's what I was thinking.
Well, and let's not forget, before we move on to the second half, 2 incredible opportunities by Messi that were off the post. And you could tell he was trying to get in his bag for those shots. And they just, they just didn't hit. They just didn't hit. It would have been beautiful to see one of those hit, which we did later on off a free kick. But I mean, I felt pretty comfortable. I got Inter Miami on a bet on a 3-game parlay. No big deal, right? Knew they were going to win this. Started the second half, and we'll get to the next goal. Ojeda ends up getting a beautiful pass, lead through by Maxi Morales. And
my daughter was watching the game, and she's like, how tall is that? Is Messi taller than that guy? I was like, yeah, probably by like 4 or 5 inches. Maxi Morales is tiny.
Yes, he is. Oh my gosh. But he's you know what's funny is Maxi Morales looks to me like he's the type of guy that plays soccer during the day, and then he's like out building somebody's house at nighttime. He looks like a handyman carpenter guy.
Okay. Okay.
Well, he ends up having the assist to Ojeda. Right in the middle, you have Mikael and Noah Allen chasing him because Lujan went too high. And then Dane St. Clair comes out of goal, out of nowhere. I don't know if it's, he's obviously trying to close the space in, but then Ojeda just puts it right past him. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then both Noah Allen, you see Noah Allen as he's approaching, trying to catch up, puts his hand up to Dane St. Clair, don't come out. And then Mikael is like complaining because he's like, why are you coming out?
He had to come out. When it's one-on-one, you have to cut off as much of the angle as possible. You can't just stay back.
Yes. Well, Paul is saying keeper should come out.
Yeah,
Night Game saying St. Clair's a fraud. Paul saying St. Clair's
on that play. What did he have to do on that one? He was a sitting duck on that one.
Paul N3 says keeper should come out. Paul Roberts says St. Clair's awful. We got a Paul versus Paul battle.
So you guys are blaming that one on St. Clair?
Look, I'm just spitting out the facts and letting you do what you will with that, Danny.
Okay.
Is that the defense's fault because that was a great pass by Maxi Morales and they got caught with their pants down?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or could it be a Dane St. Clair fault because he just sucks?
Okay. Hey, we're playing the backup. We're playing the backup quarterback game right now, so there's nothing I can do.
I'm just like, and then let's wait till we get to this, Soccer Daddy, because I mean, if Danny thinks that he's like, oh, I'm so right, oh, Dave St. Clair is a legend in the game, oh my god, wait till we get to that moment.
When did I say that?
I feel like you said that. Legendary goalkeeper.
Be patient. Since we got him, I told you you're gonna have to be patient with him. I told you he's not accustomed to playing in this type. That one-on-one opportunity he had for that second goal. Do you want to know how many times he had to face that in Minnesota last year? I have absolutely no idea how many times, but I can tell you it wasn't many. He's not used to that stuff.
You're saying DSC sucks. Rocco clears. They want the Rocco pull, Danny.
Danny's always right in his mind. Name me a person that in their own mind they think they're wrong. Like, isn't that like who has a thought and is like, but that's probably the wrong thought? Like, of course I think I'm right.
I mean, sometimes I'm very critical about what I think is right or wrong, but then I'm always right.
You ever read Charles Barkley's book? It's called I Could Be Wrong, but I Doubt It. Very good title.
That sounds. You know what? This is fair right here. Sean Callahan saying Danny gaslights Chris the most, Chat the second most. I mean, it's awful. It's awful, guys.
And thank you, AJ. I also thought this because there was a point there after NYCFC scored their first goal, like for like 5 minutes, they're like, "Oh shit, we feel pretty good," and then they just got on the press and they were pressing aggressively. And Dane St. Clair was playing well. Everybody was playing well to beat that press today.
So after that goal, we get a goal literally minutes later. And this is from the top of the box, somewhere near the top of the box. I mean, on Yankee Stadium, everywhere is the top of the box, really.
No,
and then
it's narrow. It's not shorter.
And Messi left foot just bouncers it in past the net and past the goalkeeper into the net.
Through the wall.
Yeah, through the wall. He tried. Freeze went one way and then it went the other way. It was gorgeous. And tied the game 2-2, Danny.
Real quick, Danny doesn't give up his idea. He's basically saying, I'm telling you, you have to be patient with St. Clair. And I'm also telling you that I'm not a fan of the backup option. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that.
I mean, the backup option was
I'd rather see St. Clair for the next 5 to 10 games. And if in the next 5 to 10 games, he's still not that guy, fine. We have Rocco back there. I am not quick to pull St. Clair this early, a month into the season, and then basically just go, okay, Rocco for the rest of the year. No, St. Clair is a starting national keeper for a country, Canada. He was technically the keeper of the year last year, even though, like I told you, it's a bit overrated, that award, but he was that. I am willing to give him another month, another 5 games, even up until the summer to see what he can do, to see if he can improve. If by the summertime he doesn't, I'm okay making that change. But you can't be so quick when you have somebody learning a new position. It doesn't matter. We won. He made big saves. He's improved with his feet, his distribution. Like, you guys are so quick. If it was up to you guys, we would be changing keepers and managers and everybody from one game to the next. Like, calm the fuck down. Jesus. Like, give it some time. We're already out of Champions Cup. That's out the question. So that doesn't matter anymore. So at this point, what's the rush? Let's see what he can do for the next 5 to 10 games, or at least up until the summer. And then at that point, you can make the decision, because after the World Cup, then it's Leagues Cup, then it's the final part of the regular season, then it's the playoffs. If you want to make that change after the summer because he hasn't improved in it, that's fine. Make it then. But why now? It makes no sense. Give him time.
I mean, LaRue is saying he looks like he doesn't even have any friends on the team. You don't have any friends here on the team as a goalie, you're done. Rocco for president.
It's 2 C's.
The people are spitting facts here, Danny.
All right. Well, Messi, beautiful goal from the free kick through the wall. Where does that put him? I think that he is climbing up the ladder for most, and I'm sure somebody in the chat has this info, the most free kick goals in football history. I'm not sure where he is. I think he might be second right now. But I'm sure somebody in the chat will have that. But I know he's up there.
Mr. Krabs saying Chris looks like he has no friends at his job at a bus depot.
Doesn't he work at Pollo Tropical? Isn't that where people say you work?
That's my part-time. So apparently, let me see. Hold on. They're saying 71 goals.
Oh, he's fourth? I thought it was a lot. I thought it was second. He's fourth in that list.
Hold on. Paul is saying 72. Chat.
7 more for the all-time. That's what I thought. But that means he's in second, right? I'm pretty sure he's in second.
Oh, he surpassed Ronaldinho. There we go.
Yeah.
So that's it for that goal. We get to the third goal of the game. which is a beauty of a cross from Noah Allen.
Yeah. Let's not give St. Clair any credit, but go ahead. Let's butter up this cross.
Hold on. If you want to talk about St. Clair,
Let's butter up the cross. Go ahead. Go butter up the cross. This beautiful cross. Go butter it up. Well, tell us about this cross. Go ahead, Chris.
I can't even. Okay. I'm just collecting myself here. I mean, listen, Thanu is saying how Allen did that. I don't even know. It was such a gorgeous cross. I mean, well placed, well managed. Couldn't have put his foot in a better spot on the ball with such a light stroke. Gorgeous cross into.
I do love Noah Allen. And you know what I want to give him even more credit on is that there's this thing where everybody's like, oh, everybody doesn't play their game because when they see Messi, they feel like they need to give the ball up to Messi. And I think one of my favorite things outside of the cross, which was beautiful, it was accurate, it was on the money, and then Mikhail did a great job finishing it, is that Messi was to his left wide open. He could have laid it off to Messi like most players do, right? They see Messi, It's like, all right, let's let Messi get to work. But Noah Allen saw Messi there, and he still went and crossed the ball instead of just giving it up to Messi. And I thought that was one of the things that I liked the most. That he was kind of aggressive with it. He went for it, and it panned out. So I really did like that.
So Rubita is saying Allen was trying to pass it back. I guess it was a mistake in the pass back. Inaccurately arriving to Mikhail's head for the beautiful header.
Mikhail fixed Allen's mistake.
Oh,
you guys are brutal.
And Mikhail, his first goal in an Inter Miami kit. So Lujan that's also nice. And Lujan,
we got to go from both center backs.
I mean, our center back scored more goals than our forwards. A clock is right twice a day. That's brutal, Kento. Kenti, come on. Now, no. I did want to bring up since you, Pinter took Santi's lunch money. Yep. And you know what, Stancy? A lot of people like Mikhail as a signing. I don't think he's just your favorite, but I think a lot of people like him.
Him and Falcon have been a great pairing. I love that pairing.
So let's you want to talk about St. Clair and how amazing he is and how godly he is and how legendary he is, Danny. He blew it on that coming out for the ball. He was past the line. That should have been. Yes, he was.
No, it wasn't.
Chat.
His body was. The ball wasn't.
Danny, he was out.
No. He was out. The ball wasn't. The ball is what matters. He was out. The ball wasn't.
He made the same mistake that his country
wasn't even out.
brother
he was he did. Not even his body was out.
His body was out, Danny. He was literally in front of the line. I mean, you have to watch that back.
I did. They showed it a few times.
Yeah. I can't believe that they didn't card him for that.
Because he didn't come out. It was very close. Probably closer than it should have been. But I didn't think he was out.
So hold on, Sean, and look, Sean is like a reasonable reasoning voice here. The ball was out. The camera angle is a lie. It's not a center line camera.
Well, I will tell you that the dimensions of that stadium make things very difficult because the offside that they call on Berteramen's goal, also with the angle of the camera,
didn't look
made
offside.
It very tell. You couldn't tell because of the angle of the camera. Which would have been nice to finally get that monkey off of his back with Pinter crossing it and him finishing. So,
And Lee Scott saying the ball was in the box when DSC caught it. Soccer Daddy saying it was a clear red. You want to talk about your legendary goalkeeper?
I don't think it was a clear red.
And that's the game, Danny. 3-2. Inter Miami taking away an away game. 3 points in the pocket before the break.
And the offside was not an offside yet. But with the dimensions of that baseball field, the cameras isn't. I don't know. It's not aligned. It's behind like the home plate. It's just a mess. But
Ew.
all right. So Miami wins 3-2. The record goes to 3-1-1. 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. They're probably top of the Eastern Conference at this point because NYCFC was in first place before today. So right now it is.
Well, right now they're in third place still because NYCFC.
On goal differential.
Yeah.
And goals for. So Nashville is perfect. No, they're not perfect. They have 1 draw, 4 wins. So Nashville has 13 points, and then NYCFC and Miami are tied for second with 10 points. So, yeah.
Xavier coming in with a fact check saying, hey, guys, Lujan has more goals than Bete.
And Allende.
So we stand third place, Soccer Daddy. Inter Miami is in third place. Oh,
yeah. Well, it's been a fun day of football because I was watching the Carabao Cup with Arsenal and Manchester City before the Inter Miami game. Now Inter Miami. Now you got the Madrid Derby, which is going to be fun also. So, Chris, give yourself a chance to watch that because
where can I watch that?
I think it might be on ESPN.
I don't have ESPN, dude. I cut the cord.
And it's a very big game because if Real Madrid, because they're playing both Madrids, if Real Madrid were to lose, that basically gives Barcelona the title for the season because then they would be too far behind to catch up probably. They'd be 7 points back. They need to win to stay 4 points back, and they still play each other. So, ESPN.
And Paramount. Paramount I'm down with. I got Paramount.
So, yeah. So, just should be a good game. I'm going to go watch it after we're done here.
Award time, Danny.
Yes. So, standouts.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring up the starting lineup.
Lineup.
Hold on, let me see if I can find this. Okay, there you go. So out of the starting lineup, I'd say standouts. I'm gonna go with Yannick Bright because Yannick Bright had a lot of good steals, played really good defensively, and I'm gonna go with Ayala. I thought Ayala for the first. I feel like this was the first time that we were able to like really see him through and through. So I'm gonna go with the two in the back midfield. I'm gonna go with them.
I'm trying to pick up somebody that I'm not gonna do as my man of the match also. So I'm gonna go. I'll go Segovia.
Oh, Segovia is a good one.
And I thought Ian Frey had a pretty good game also. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my standouts are
fair.
Ian Frey and Telasco Segovia.
Yeah. So we got some Mikaels in here. We got Frey. AJ saying Ayala, Segovia, Frey.
I thought somebody earlier said Segovia had a bad game. I thought Segovia had a good game.
I feel like Segovia is one of those guys that for some reason always gets blasted. He almost sold. There was one pass where he did turn it over on our defensive side.
Hold on. Let me look because I felt like he was the mainstay in the midfield. Hold on.
Yeah, he touched the ball probably the most out of anybody.
Okay, so the most touches in the game, Lujan and Mikael were the top two. Obviously, those are the center backs.
I mean, they're center backs.
The ball most, right? And then next is Telasco Segovia. Telasco Segovia had 84 touches. He had 63 passes. He connected on 59 of them. 94% accuracy on his passes. That was the best outside of center backs. Outside of center backs, he had the best percentage-wise accuracy on his passes.
Brian Nob is saying he just made a mistake at the end. That's it. It was just one.
So,
I mean, Segovia was mid. Soccer Daddy, come on.
So Soccer Daddy still believes in Allende. So I can't take Soccer Daddy in. I can't take you seriously anymore, Soccer Daddy, because you're still defending Allende. But no, Segovia had a good game.
Well, I mean, Soccer Daddy did say Allende played bad, so give Soccer Daddy some credit. He recognizes that. So,
I didn't see that name.
now it's Que Pena or man of the match other than Messi.
Que pena.
So the Que Pena for me, I'm gonna have to give it to Silvetti.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Silvetti the Que Pena award. I feel like in this kind of game, with the way that he handles the ball and how overbearing he is on the attack, I feel like this could have been a successful game for him. And he was kind of like a nobody this game.
I'm gonna give it to Allende.
Oof. We just hit both sides of the attack.
Well, that's what everybody thought, that we were set to win the CCC because we re-signed Allende and we brought back Betty, and everybody's like, "That's it, we're ready."
Wingers.
And we're gonna bring in Berterame. We're unstoppable. All right. So man of the match other than Messi.
Man of the match other than Messi, I'm going to give it to him because he probably is never going to get it ever. Gonzalo Lujan.
Oh, that's what I was going to go also. Yep.
Gonzalo Lujan played fantastic defense.
Mm-hmm.
He had a beautiful confident strike. Mm-hmm. And he actually helped progress the ball too. So I'm going to give it to Gonzalo Lujan.
I thought that Lujan's been playing really good, playing with the ball at his feet, coming out of the back.
Yes.
I thought that's something that Lujan's been doing very well in. So yes, I'm gonna go with you. I usually try to pick somebody different, but no, I think Lujan deserves it today. So Lujan, man of the match other than Messi. All right, so
I think
Chris,
I think Macau gets a close
He also scored.
Here.
He also scored.
Are we gonna do the sofa game?
Foot mob. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
mob,
who is the lowest rated player? Well, we usually start with the highest rated player. Who's the highest rated player that didn't score or assist? So that means no Messi, no Mikael, no Lujan, and no Noah Allen.
I'm gonna go with Silvetti as the lowest.
The highest that didn't score.
Oh, the highest. Okay, highest that didn't score or assist. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with. We'll go Ian Frey.
No.
Okay. I'll give it one more stab. I'll go with Yannick Bright.
No. It is a tie.
So then it's Segovia.
Between Segovia and Ayala, both 7.0.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Now, who is the lowest?
I'm gonna go with my OG Silvetti. It's either Silvetti or Allende.
No.
Wow. Allende and Silvetti didn't get the lowest?
Nope.
I mean, look, Soccer Daddy's saying Allende lowest. Wow. I mean, the goalkeeper maybe because of multiple goals. Yep. St. Clair.
It is St. Clair, 6.2. Okay, so who's the next lowest?
It's got to be, like I said, Silvetti or Allende.
Nope.
Like I feel like whenever there's a high scoring game,
is the third lowest.
What?
So
who the hell is the low?
Well, St. Clair's the lowest. Allende is the third lowest. So who's right there in the middle?
Ian Frey.
Nope.
What the hell?
Yannick Bright.
Wow.
6.3. Yep. And then after him, it's Ian Frey and then Silvetti.
Wow.
That Ian Frey might be based off of that yellow card, maybe. I don't know.
It could be.
Ian Frey, I mean, he was out of position a couple of times, but I thought he played an overall pretty good game. All right.
Yeah.
So we are now 5 games
Shout
into
out
the
to
season.
Busandalent. Haven't seen your name in a long time. Came in to just say worst guessing performance this season from Chris. Thanks for the drive-by.
We are 5 games into the season. We are 3rd place in the Eastern Conference, technically. We are out of the CCC. We're 3-1-1, and our next game isn't for 2 weeks, and it is in the incomplete new stadium.
And I'm still not over the CCC, by the way. Like, I'm sure the chat is not over this.
No,
like, we won today, but we're not over it.
Shout out to One World, One Goal. A la Madrid.
Oh.
All right. So, yeah, that's it. Now we have a 2-week break. We'll still be coming on this week. We're not gonna come on Mondays like we usually do because today's Sunday and not too much going on later in the week. A lot of international football. Maybe well, I don't know if Chris is ready to talk about that yet, but
Not yet. Not yet.
but we will be coming back.
Just because there's no
Later this
games,
week.
just because there's no games this week doesn't mean you're gonna avoid a soccer daddy. Like, we're still always constantly active.
Maybe not as much because usually come on here like 4 or 5 times a week. You're gonna get a lot less of that this week, but we'll still be coming on here, and we're also doing the Battered Soccer Fans, where we'll be recapping this week's matchups. We'll do that tomorrow morning, and then if I can get Chris to talk a little U.S. men's national team, maybe we'll talk about that on the soccer show at some point. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we'll still be active. You'll still see us. Make sure that you follow us on social media, on Twitter more than anything, or X, whatever you call it, on Battered Herons and Battered Soccer Fans, because we'll still be coming on. All right. And by the way, this week, Battered Dolphin fans get started. Battered Heat fans still dropping shows. Battered Marlin fans coming back because the season starts this week. So there's still stuff going on if you like other sports also. Chris, any final words?
I'm still sad for the CCC. It's a nice win to give us a couple of weeks break, but I'm ready to finally go see a home game in our new seats. Danny, I do want to say I'm kind of sad about going to the new stadium because I've been so accustomed to sitting next to you for these games, and even Mike, who sits next to us.
We won't get into the details, but you had a chance to sit next to me and you chose not to. So, and we're not going to get into the details. That's a whole nother conversation, but you chose not to.
It's yeah, and I fucked up a little bit, but I mean, I like the seats that I got, and it's a shame. Battered, who's left on the team? Dolphins. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So look out for that. Fun. We got, and then like I said, if you haven't already, Chris is going global. I mean, I wish he would do it for this international break, but that's fine. Maybe the World Cup or next year, whatever. Battered Footy fans, we're building that channel without dropping a show, and I'm proud of it. So if you haven't already, and you're on here right now, 126 of you right now, go on YouTube, put Battered Footy fans, and then subscribe. We're gonna build that channel, and then once Chris is ready, which I hope is soon, we're gonna start dropping shows because we're going global.
It's gonna be fun.
The Madrid Derby is already 10 minutes in. All right. If you did you already give your final words?
Yeah, I did. You two are okay. Just knowledge needs improvement. Thanks, Jesse. Jesse Smith. Shout out to Jesse. Always in the comment section. Always putting us in our place. I mean, sometimes it's a little overbearing, Jesse, but shout out to you.
All right. Well, if you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please use 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back on the Herons probably Tuesday or Wednesday, and on the soccer show tomorrow morning. Battered Soccer fans, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do that. We'll be talking a little bit about the Inter Miami and NYCFC game, as well as everything else. And we'll be covering the CCC since that's all wrapped up this round. So make sure that you join us for that tomorrow morning. With that said, appreciate everybody hanging out with us. So until the next one, have a good one.